Hey, uh, I'm actually trying something a little bit different this time because this package right here, I have no idea what's in it. Well, that's not true. I have some idea what's in it. It has coffee beans in it, but I didn't order these beans. No, the roaster didn't send them to me. I mean, they sent them to me because I paid them, but I I didn't choose these beans. I let somebody else choose them for me and just said, "Send them to me and let's see." So we're gonna find out what's in here right now. And I probably should have thought about how I was gonna open this guy up, and I didn't. So now it's kind of awkward. Let me get some scissors. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got this time. So it's gonna be the first. You're gonna see me make this for the first time. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Oh, that was the messy way to do it. Ooh, what do we got? Okay, it's the wild card. Uh, Ooh, it is a natural process from Colombia. Right? Let's see what we can do with this. Hey, welcome to Countertop Chaos once again. And once again, I'm Sap. And oh boy, today we have got Wide Awake coffee in Belgium. We're doing a natural processed Colombian from them, which ooh, on the nose is just phenomenal. I think it might have an anaerobic or a fermented process on it, but honestly, I don't know for sure. Let's see. Don't know. Don't know. Uh, but I think it's going to be delicious. I was thinking a little bit recently about that Peter Jackson documentary that came out a couple years ago. It's the one where he finds the footage from the Beatles' final recording session, um, and like kind of remasters it. And in a way, I think he kind of like crafts a little bit of a new narrative around it. But it is, for me, just an object of total fascination because what he gets out of that session, I think it's something that only somebody who is really familiar with a great creative process could do. Because like I think I almost like joked at the time that it was like he managed to capture like all of the people that you meet in a brainstorming session from hell. But like the thing is, it wasn't hell. It was the freaking Beatles, right? Like just watching it, you see all of like the worst tendencies of creators and creatives come forward, but you also have to hold it in tension with the fact that what you're seeing is still some of the most incredible, most accomplished musicians of all time. Like you're watching, you know, John and Paul, the greatest collaborative duo of all time, according to a lot of people. Uh, and like you're seeing the thing where like John is totally non-committal and Paul is being kind of a bully and a little bit of an a-hole towards George Harrison. And then you've got the like director of the film, you know, because they're making like a concert film at the same time. That's the whole idea. And the director is constantly like trying to push his ideas and, you know, he's trying to like tell them like, oh, there's this thing that we should do. And they are just very blatantly like not having it. And he can't quite seem to take the hint that they are not having it and just keeps going and keeps pushing and keeps pushing. And then you've got the guy, and honestly, I don't even know the guy's name, but you've got the guy who is the conduit for everything. He's the one guy that seems to be there and that seems to be concerned with helping to actually facilitate a harmonious creative process. He's helping to translate uh, from one group to another and making sure that everybody can actually be in a good space. And I mean, I guess he's probably not the guy from the brainstorming process from hell. But you just see that like what's happening there, which I think runs counter to the way that a lot of us think about what a creative process looks like, is there's a lot of tension and a lot of friction. Uh, and not in like, sometimes we think about tension and friction in like the happy, happy, joy, joy way, but it is not that, man. It is messy and complicated, and George threatens to quit the band at one point. And you're watching, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is it. It's nearly traumatic. Um, and at the same time, what comes out of it is Abbey Road and the live performance on top of the Apple Studio, and really and genuinely some absolute brilliance that I think only emerges because of a lot of that conflict and tension. Uh, I don't think you can have that kind of thing without there being some of the friction, um, because friction produces heat. Heat gives you some energy, and I think that's what we're seeing in that. Um, it's such an interesting look inside of what that creative process looked like. And and I love that it exists. I love that they had the audacity in the first place to even have a camera in the studio the whole time. Um, Especially like knowing that it was likely to get messy in the first place. So I just think about that all the time when I find myself in a similar type of space where I'm like, oh, there's some tension, there's some friction here. To just remember that, like, yeah, I'm not nearly the creator that someone like Paul McCartney is. Uh, and like, and he's still encountering it. He still is like having to combat his ego, his insecurities, his difficulty in relational dynamics. Like that's in some weird way reassuring to me. Um, I wish you could be here and I wish you could smell this. This is about to be just a fantastic cup of coffee. I'm utterly delighted by it. Um, and I don't know, I don't have a whole lot more to say about Get Back, which was the concert which was the production film. But I think it's worth watching. I think it's worth watching just to see like creating is messy. Um, Honestly, making coffee is messy too. You can't see the countertop behind me, which is properly chaos, covered in all kinds of grounds and grossness, no matter how often I clean it. And it's worth it because this is what you get out of it. And to me, it's an acceptable trade-off.